Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode in my new series, How to Find Your Style in 2023. Before we jump into the meaty content, I'd love to tell you why I'm doing this series and how I plan to do this series. So here's the why. I became a mom about a year and a bit ago, and I feel extremely lost in my style. So before I plan what I'm gonna sew this year, what I'm gonna buy, I want to spend some time and figure out, okay, how do I want to feel in my clothes in 2023, and what is the style I feel most drawn to. So that is why I'm doing it, and how I am doing it is as follows. I plan to do a wardrobe analysis, then I plan to find inspiration, then I'm gonna put all of that inspiration on a mood board, and that's when I'm gonna define this is what I'm going for. Something else that I'm gonna be doing is I'm going to be looking at the colors that suit my skin tone, and then I'm also gonna be looking at my body shape and learning what structures suit my body shape the best. And then once I know what kind of style I'm going for, I'm going to be creating a capsule wardrobe. And then with that capsule wardrobe, I'm going to spend time experimenting, adding accessories, and seeing how I feel about it. And that is my plan. So if you want to join me on this adventure, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you keep an eye out for weekly-ish videos. Okay, so now that that explanation is out of the way, let's jump into today's episode, which is style analysis. So what the experts suggest you do is you look at your clothes, you look at photos of yourself when you feel really good, and you analyze, when did I feel good in my clothes, when did I not feel so good in my clothes. I was very skeptical about this, but I was like, let me just do the homework and see what the deal is. I went to my glory days, which is days from 2019 to 2021, where I felt like I looked the bomb. And here's what I've learned by just looking at photos of myself. So starting in 2019, this beautiful photo of me as a blonde coming back from work, I felt powerful and beautiful and like I was growing up in the world. So this photo, I remember just going out with some of Ben's colleagues and feeling like kind of nervous to be with cool people on a boat in London. But with this outfit, I feel like, you know what? I belong on a boat in London with cool people. Okay, so the next one is a photo of me with like baggy trousers with a white t-shirt. I was in London with my sister, and those baggy trousers, wow, when I bought them, I felt like, oh, I am artsy and I am creative. So this photo was after work. We went into Chelsea, and honestly, when you go into Chelsea, people look good. And you know what? I walked into a fancy pub in Chelsea feeling like I look beautiful, I belong here, I am fancy, and check me out, that outfit, dang. Okay, so then we go into 2020. This was the pandemic. This is when I was working from home a lot, but I still had to look presentable. So one day I discovered my husband's blazer. So powerful. I felt so chic. I felt like such an Instagrammable celebrity. Honestly, that was such a good feeling. I had a fringe, I had highlights, and I just felt beautiful. And then that became a thing, the blazer with the belt. I looked so good with that blazer. The next one, bathing suit and shorts. I remember that day when I put the bathing suit on for the first time. I bought it from Sainsbury's. I was like, seriously? I look hot. Okay, the next one is me in Hyde Park with a top I'd actually sewn myself. Feminine is what I felt. I felt so incredibly feminine in that outfit. It's actually ridiculous. The next one is this dress, and again, I felt sexy and beautiful and feminine. And then in 2021, I got pregnant. So my style completely kind of had to evolve, but I do remember this pregnancy photo announcement, and it was from a brand called Joseph, and dang, I felt so feminine and so beautiful in that photo. I loved it so much. And then in my pregnancy, I just opted for like real feminine looks. I think maybe something about my body changing and like stepping into like motherhood made me feel so feminine. So I love this dress that I made. This outfit made me feel like I am Instagrammable. And then this outfit really kind of altered my chemistry because this was colorful, and as you can see, I don't often go for color, but this was like a really beautiful green, and then I thought, let me pair it with my husband's shirt. And again, that day I felt chic, modern. I felt all the very good feelings and comfortable as well. I definitely felt comfortable. And then two more makes of mine, the balloon dress, I felt like such a fairy. I loved how free I felt, how elegant I felt, but also I felt like with the little kind of top knot, I had like a creative flair about me. And then I made this dress out of two linen skirts. So the skirt I actually wore in Hyde Park, I turned that into this dress. I remember with a red lipstick, a nice bun. I just felt sexy but feminine, like subtle sexiness. Feminine with subtle sexiness. So those are a few outfits that I looked at last night, and honestly it was transformative to my own understanding of myself and what I feel really good in. I felt extremely confident, I felt feminine, and I felt beautiful, and I felt like I was having fun. And I think that came from wearing feminine clothes, but also they had some structure. So I felt like that's maybe my sweet spot, where it's like structure and like fitting and like good tailoring with an element of femininity. So I was like, wow, that's interesting, because I would have never been able to tell you that before I look at the photo. So that was mind-blowing to me. What do I think I can improve on? First of all, my shoe game was poor. I was just wearing white trainers and like maybe sandals here and there. So I think I want to add some more diversity in my shoe game, as well as my accessory game, like my bags or my jewelry. So I definitely feel like that's an area that I can improve in. And then also color, I felt like a lot of it was just white jeans, black t-shirt, and I want to inject a few more colors into my wardrobe, because I feel like I love wearing colors, like this blue top and these red nails and pink lipstick. Why not? So those are a few takeaways that I'm definitely gonna focus on my journey to finding my style in 2023. And I cannot tell you how important it is to sit with yourself, sit with your wardrobe, sit with your current and past style, and try and read yourself, try and figure yourself out. Honestly, I underestimated the power of this exercise, and I'm so happy that I've come to a conclusion that actually structure and femininity is what I'd love to, focus on my style and on my clothes. So yeah. Okay, so this is the video for today. I basically introduced you to the series. I told you what the next steps are, and we had a look at the importance of doing a style analysis. So do go ahead this week and pull out your most amazing photos, the photos that you feel like, whoa, I looked good in, and just try and sit with those 10 photos and identify, okay, why did I look good in this, and how did this make me feel, and what do I love about this, and what changes do I think I need to bring into my wardrobe. The next step for my series is to find inspiration for my outfits. I've already started doing that. I've already started looking at Pinterest and Instagram. Next week I'm actually gonna go to London, and I'm gonna sit on a bench and I'm gonna look at what people in real life are wearing in order to get inspired. So I'm very excited. So the next video is gonna be looking at the power of inspiration and filtering inspiration in order to come to something that is applicable to you, if that makes sense. So come back for video number 2 of this series, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you'd like to subscribe, do go ahead and subscribe. And I think it's so important to sit down with your style before you start, buying stuff and sewing. So keep that in mind. Maybe it's time for you to be like, what is my style? Maybe it's time for you to join me on this adventure. Who knows? Thank you so much. I'm gonna stop talking now. Bye bye. Lots of love.